Hello and welcome to the Cryptonaut podcast. My name is Mark Storrs, and hanging out with me as always is
Mastodongic.
Nice.
Yeah, keeping it classy. Keeping it classy. No, wait, we're going to get canceled already.
You're
Hey,
fine.
How about just Mark Storrs?
All right, and you are.
See, I was going to say like Pteranodon.
Pteranodon.
So we got Pteranodon,
But I guess I'm Mark Storrs.
Magadon,
Mastodongic.
Mastodongic,
And Pteranodon. All right,
okay,
yeah, no, we
cool.
got to be the Dong Brothers. Hey, you going to join?
Sure.
it up.
Can I be the third Dong brother?
Yeah.
Let's see what you got.
Come up with a
Hell
pun.
yeah.
It depends on your name.
Yeah.
Chris
Ooh,
fucking cleaned
ooh.
up. in the
Master
fucking-
of the Dong.
Nope.
Oh.
One more try. One more try.
It's not a dinosaur.
Or prehistoric animal.
Yeah.
Godzilla Dong.
Oh, my God. You're
That
not
was-
a Dong bro.
All right,
Sorry.
it's fine. Look at
You
you
fucking
guys be the
failed
Dong bros.
hard.
All right.
Hard.
All right, so recently on the podcast, we had a little bit of a promo that we did for the Hellraiser 4K re-release in theaters.
Right.
We did a ticket giveaway, and then we gave
Yeah.
away some vinyl records.
Okay.
So it got
Yeah.
me on this kick of Hellraiser.
Okay.
All right.
I went down a hole,
Okay.
and I found myself watching,
Terrible.
actually, it was part 2. Not a ton of spoilers. There's going to be spoilers. Part 1 goes directly into part 2.
Yeah,
where you're
immediately.
literally
Yeah,
like-
you're there.
Done. Right
Exactly. Characters are happening. Everything is going on there. So there comes a part in the movie
There comes a time.
where they end up going into like whatever like the Cenobite home is.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
The labyrinth.
You mean
The lab- yeah.
the labyrinth in hell?
Yes.
Right, you get the music. They
Yep.
show the
Yes,
the
it-
map painting of the.
But then, which actually
Top of the
is like really
Oh, it's super
cool
dope.
I love
how
it.
they
I love it.
tie
That's
that
actually a great
together.
sequel in almost every way.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
notable
no.
exception.
Oh, I mean, like just the way that they go into it, and you're still dealing with like the regular characters. Like it's probably one of my favorite. Anyway, you're in the labyrinth, and there's Leviathan, who's just this enormous, like I don't know, triangle, just floating and like zapping out these like black beams, and like it's hitting the Cenobites and shit. And obviously you got Dr. Chenard and all this. Anyway, this brings me to this whole thing I was thinking of, right? So this apparently is where the Cenobites live.
Okay.
This is their home.
Mm.
What in the fuck do they do? Because you're not tormenting people all the time. So at some point, you've got to just have downtime.
I mean,
There's
do
a
you though?
lot of small talk,
I
and
would-
uncomfortable, like
yes!
like just like chatter, bots, right? and
Like,
the
he
pinheads
won't
there, and they're
shut
just
up.
like. So.
Wow.
I could not stop.
yeah.
I was at work being paid.
Yeah.
I could not stop thinking
The
about
downtime.
like where do they sit? What do they have furniture? Is
Just
there
tables.
like is there like a weird table that they got to sit at? And they're like, well, how was your day?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
The
good
fundamental-
suffering?
the-
Like,
yeah.
What would you do?
The real fundamental question is how big of a dick is Satan? And the reason I say this, can you get a middle management position or even like a little bit upper echelon? Because we're not really sure where the Cenobites stand, where you have caused enough mayhem posthumously that you've, whatever, you burn for your sins for eternity. We get it.
Right.
But you're doing enough shit for the man that he's like, you know what? You get a little downtime. You get to not like sleep on a bed of venomous snakes and needles and broken glass. You get to fucking, you get to sit on the love seat 10 minutes a day. You get it. I mean, where are the perks? Because the thing is, are they not suffering in their downtime?
That's what I was going to figure. Like,
They aren't fundamentally created. They weren't the original fallen angels. They were people who died
Yes.
and went to hell. And for their hubris, because fucking with the box became the mechanism through which the box continues to seduce people and torture.
right.
And that's a job.
So like,
But you're also in
I
hell.
guess depending on the config, right?
Right.
Of the
are
box.
they like? So are they? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, are they tortured along with everybody else, or are they just walking around aimlessly, like, well, no one's opened the box yet. Shit. Now what do we do?
See, but is
like,
that
are
not,
they just waiting?
Is that not actual hell?
I mean,
Boredom.
Just wait.
Yeah,
Until
but
you
then-
suffer, then
but
you're
then
like,
when you
no.
gotta like work yourself up to be like, oh wait, they're doing the box. Get the chains ready. Hold on. Like, and everyone, that's my pinhead, and everyone's like prepared to like do it. They've. I
Like,
have
no,
an
you're right. You got to get yourself up.
I have a weird obsession, and Chris can definitely attest to this. With like what are stormtroopers doing when they're just not being stormtroopers, when they're
Sure.
just hanging out? Like they're in barracks, they're military, whatever.
Oh,
I
talking
well,
totally
shit.
get it.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
definitely just
Hometown.
sitting around.
But when
yeah.
you're a
planets.
Cenobite and you're just kind of sitting there, like
Yeah.
waiting for Frank to start playing with the thing, or waiting for Julie to start doing whatever.
Yeah, if the box is a thing and there's only that box, I mean, but time probably works different. So they might be like, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, suffering,
like
suffering,
super-
chains, like constantly. Like up here, it might take years for it to be.
Is that the math? Suffering,
Suffering
chains.
chains. Yeah. But also, like in the new movie, did you see the new one?
I did,
Like
yeah, the
reboot?
one that was on Hulu. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was super
So I
cool.
mean, that one implies you solve the right config and you bring down Leviathan because you want to become
which was
the Cenobite.
a really cool kind of take on it, where like
yeah,
in part 2, and actually I was looking for this quote because I love this
actually
quote
turns into Leviathan
from Julia. She calls Leviathan the god of flesh, hunger and desire, the lord of the labyrinth, and it's just a stupid triangle.
Yeah.
just spinning
Yeah,
around
yeah, it's a-
that you're
yeah.
like, yeah, it's like a
How
double.
ca- how
it's
can
an
that live up
eight-sided
to the hype?
dice.
It
right?
is, yeah, it is. It is an 8-sided dice, yeah,
Technically.
and it's just, dude, the thing is just like. So it's whatever this
I don't
god
even know what it is, yeah.
that controls the labyrinth, that has control over the Cenobites, which you solve the config, you get the souls, you torture them. I mean, how much like real estate and like overhead is this thing gonna cost to like have this whole setup? Because how many people, first of all, are solving the config to get the Cenobites to
Can't
actually
be
come
that
and
many.
grab them?
There's one fucking box as far as I know.
And then how many
Yeah,
of them
yeah,
are getting
that's what I
turned
mean.
into Cenobites? Like Chenard went full Cenobite.
He did, and he got
Yeah.
maybe a little too big for his britches early on. But
And then
we'll table
Pinhead
that.
also too solved. He solved the box and turned it into a Cenobite
Sure.
as well.
The thing is, I mean, is hell broken up into districts? Is the Leviathan's labyrinth just one small section of basically an infinite realm of hellish shit, and Satan has different motherfuckers in charge of different, like Behemoth's in charge over here, and Pazuzu's doing some shit there, and
Right.
Beelzebub's over here fucking rocking the fucking rec room, fucking whatever they've got going on. And are they like limited to this and this one certain thing? But I agree with what you're saying. Like, you'd have to get your wood up real hard to be badass for everyone who solves a puzzle. And some days you just got to be not fucking feeling it.
Dude,
And that's where Chatterbox does a lot of the heavy lifting, because he's going to
Yeah.
be creeping
just
people
stands
out.
there,
and
right.
Butterball's going to be like, so even if you're like, oh man, I don't. I
Well,
just-
well,
I
they
can't.
can't talk, so they don't.
yeah,
have to, right.
dude, this way.
Yeah.
I'm Pinhead's like, take this one. I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to.
There's gotta be
do
days
it.
where
Tell-
he just
telling
has-
the girl, just please
the
take
girl with the
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
shit in her face. Yeah, no, she's
You can say some
definitely, like,
cryptic shit. I just don't. I'm not
Just do
feeling
that thing
this.
with your fingers and like, I just do that to him.
Yeah,
and
just
then,
do
yeah,
that 3 or 4
yeah.
times. Like, it's
My stomach hurts.
for the people that
He just
solve the
walks away.
puzzle, it's always new. So for them, they're always
Yeah.
intimidated. But for them, it's got to be like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, or like, can these Oh, maybe, you know what though? Maybe Chris is the point. Maybe that's getting solved so quick and time is different. So like, can they stop? For the love of God, can we have one day where
Yeah.
someone doesn't solve this goddamn puzzle, and then we gotta show up, do the whole torture, like Chris said, suffer, chain. Like, can we just enough of this?
Yeah.
Are we done yet?
This fucking.
But you
Lament.
never are, because apparently Leviathan, I guess, feeds off of the souls or whatever, or decides to. I wonder what's the threshold where they're like, okay, you can be a Cenobite,
Right.
where they turn you into it? Because clearly Chenard went in.
And really, what level are you? Like, are you anywhere near the initial fallen ones? I mean, Satan is Satan.
Right.
And he was the big boy and the bringer of the light and the Lucifer and, you know, God's favorite kid until fucking he wasn't. And he was the big rebel and fucking went down to hell. Fine. But the other fallen angels, they have to have a pretty solid, like, upper management position, I would say. Where do Cenobites really fall? I mean, are they slightly above the torturers of fucking pedos, or are they fucking, like,
I mean, they seem
kind of middle managers?
I don't know. I guess in my I hadn't really thought about it. I guess in my mind, I don't know if I ever put them in the Abrahamic.
Yeah,
I
I
kind
never
of just thought of them
I
as
guess
a
I never
different.
did either.
Hell is hell. Because I mean, first
Yeah,
off,
but it's not.
I would
But
love
he
to,
does
because-
mention Jesus.
I would love to pick Clive Barker's brain.
Sure, but
obviously.
that doesn't mean
True.
But that doesn't,
because
just
Hades is
Jesus
hell.
wept.
I mean,
Yeah, Jesus wept.
And that's the other thing too, because in the fundamental dichotomy of both religion and cinema, it has always been a good versus evil paradigm. And whether
No,
it's like
sure,
a
it
vampire or
is.
whatever, you're damned to immortality. You're not blessed with it. You're damned to it, according from a Christian
Yeah.
perspective, because you're no longer communing with God, and you have to suffer in this bodily form forever, and you can no longer have release. And so even like in Indian horror films, it is the guru or religious leader where, in the Western world it's a crucifix, and then that world would be like the trident, or the Om
No, sure.
symbol. But there's always like this good versus evil dichotomy. Hellraiser, and I have not seen all the sequels and would not sit through most of them, to be honest. I've seen the first 3, and that's
I mean, if you get to the one where like they're in space, I would stop after that. And then the new one on Hulu, the newest one with like the female.
I started watching
Cenobite
with Chris, and I
pinhead.
had to split.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
It was good actually. The newest one on Hulu was pretty
that
cool.
one I do want to see, but I will say this:
It was fun.
at no point in my knowledge, my limited knowledge,
Right.
have they ever come in direct contact with an angelic being or a purveyor of God
yes.
who's like brandishing the cross
Right.
and the incense
Right.
and the fucking, the little sprinkler of holy water
So like
and saying, fuck you
like
guys.
Pinhead versus the Pope.
I mean, does holy water sting a Cenobite?
Yeah,
Are
no,
they even
because
like
they
that?
never bring that into those movies.
Is,
Yeah,
is it also like and Clive Barker, only met him once, didn't talk to him very long, but a real nice guy when I was very young. He is a dark and complex dude. Like, have you ever seen his sketchbooks and his personal musings?
Dude, the weirdest thing happened. I was at Ollie's and they had this giant compendium of Clive Barker's like sketchbooks.
How
And
did you not buy it?
Oh, I 100% bought it.
good.
I should bring it
Yeah.
and show it to you.
Yeah,
It's
please do.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like that dude's art is just killer.
So
Like, so good.
speculating on and on very, very little knowledge, frankly, I would think that he's thinking like, the reason you're not supposed to embrace the flesh is because to be limited by it, you're not embracing the soul and therefore pleasing your creator and becoming lighter than air, ergo flying in heaven or whatever, just to get metaphysical about it and not like literal.
Yeah.
So if you're really embracing the flesh, what elements of it is a celebration? What element of it is really tethering you? Because let's be honest, if you are a horn dog and all you really want to do is fuck and eat and just you want the sensual pleasures, all the things they warn you about with the 7 deadly sins, you might not be living a very rewarding spiritual life,
Right.
but you are definitely enjoying yourself when you're not full of self-loathing and whatever else that might come part and
Yeah.
parcel with it. So is his hell a more complex sensual experience, both in the terms of sexual and physical, and suffering and pain and the weird sublime line between the two that we've all flirted with?
That's the theme is to Cenobites. It's the same.
So it's not simple Judeo-Christianity.
Right. Well, yeah, that was Frank's whole reason for
He wanted to
in
experience
part one.
more
He was like,
new.
I wanted to experience ultimate pain and pleasure, and he's just all sweaty in the dark with a box, and you're like, dude, this is nothing good's gonna
what
come of
makes
it.
that movie,
Nothing
because
will
he's
come of this.
obviously the star villain of that. Like the Cenobites are almost afterthoughts, amazing and
The first one, yeah.
graphically brilliant, and that's why they stole the show. But
Awesome
really, it's about
designs.
Frank, and so it's about if you're willing to make the ultimate sacrifice, like your soul, your physical body, to experience something you could never imagine because you've fucked and you've drank and you've eaten and you've just done everything you could do and you're so goddamn bored and you're so vain that all you can think is I have to find that next level, and then you find that there is a potential spiritual realm that will fuck you over in a million ways but also leave you like with the best fucking post-orgasmic fucking nap in the world. Then you do it, and then you're kind of half fucked in limbo. Like, to me, that is a really fascinating and mature odyssey that a lot of people don't pay attention to in Hellraiser.
You're just like skinned, and you're like, "Help me, I'm in hell."
Oh,
Well, yeah, I
just
think
laying
that's
there all
why
you're
they
also
sucky.
you're
yeah.
also because he's also a shitbag. He wasn't cool enough to like
No.
break the algorithm
And then really,
figure
like,
it out.
No, yeah.
In part 2, it's all about Julia getting out of there,
Right.
and then meeting up with Chenard, and then seducing Chenard, and then Chenard using the patience to get to meddle with the box to open it, which is kind of like their workaround for like, oh, they're not going to get us, and then clearly they do it, and then the Cenobites are like, wait a minute, this wasn't you.
Yeah,
Well, you clearly had that
Yeah,
dude doing it. Like, come on, we got rules here.
yeah.
They can see. There's
Back of
they
the
can
line.
see through the box to who's
100%.
doing the
It's
box.
kind of like in the first one where like the daughter there, Frank's niece or whatever, like tricks them a little bit there, where he's like, no more tricks, and you're like, how many times did he say that? It's the one time where he's like, all right, look, cut your shenanigans, okay? We're here for pleasure and pain and suffering, and Chris saying chains and gore and chains and fire
Sure.
and gore. So
It's interesting. Well, it's also interesting that like it's called Leviathan, because that's a word that's like it's in the Bible,
Definitely.
but it's like
But it's also associated
not-
with the sea.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's
that's
associated
like
with the
Moby Dick,
apocalypse.
So that's
right?
why I guess I
Yeah.
never really, like you said, there's not really any religious things in those movies. It's a horror movie. And so I can see why you would associate it with all that, but I guess
Sure.
my mind just never did, especially just because of Leviathan.
I never
it's
went-
A weird,
It was literally the Great Serpent, and
Yeah,
no
it's a-
indication to that.
yeah,
it's
unless
an
it's
odd-
like a
an odd
mind
term.
fuck of like something that kind of wraps around your head like a fucking snake coiling around. Like, who knows what Barker's thinking? He's probably
Yeah.
going
Just what
fucking
he- yeah.
like subatomic deep
yeah.
with
You
the
just
weird
mix
shit.
it
yeah, I
shit
never
and-
really even like cross the two streams with that, but
Yeah.
just I just wanted
Well, I mean, Chris and I were raised in Catholic families and went to parochial schools. So when we both saw Hellraiser in the 80s,
oh yeah,
and
you
I
both
went to
sound
the
like,
mall
oh,
to
shit.
see it. I mean, you have to think of it in that context
Yeah, for sure.
because it's not just a separate thing. It is
Yeah, see, I
what
saw
it is.
I saw it on HBO,
Right.
and I'm just like, where are the cool guys in the leather and the pinhead guy? Where are they? And at the end, I'm like, they need more screen time.
Well, of
It's
course.
bullshit because I didn't know any better.
Sure.
Until I'm older, I'm like, oh no, this is like, this is the jam.
It did
dude.
it exactly the way it needed
You know,
to.
I'm gonna say part 3, okay, because spoiler alert, stand 2, that really cool like spinning totem column things comes out
yeah,
with
yeah.
the dude's face,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
it ends up in a club. And you're just like, what? Who puts that as decoration in your dance club? Some
Yeah.
weird, gross, grubby human column. And then you get like, dude, that is like so over the top corn 80s where it's
Yeah.
just like CD head. That's the Cenobite. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
no,
that's
it's-
I paid to see
That's a
that.
problem.
At a
problem.
fucking, I went to a movie theater.
Yeah.
I plunked down my hard-earned $5.50.
I mean, maybe
way
at
back
that
then.
point, like Leviathan was like, look, we're low on Cenobites.
Just come on.
Let's just
We got to
Use
modernize.
what you got. Use what you got.
modernize. We're going to
Right.
to CDs. you
CDs are
sons of
new. They're
bitch.
coming up.
Yeah.
They're the new hot shit.
We need a Cenobite CD head. People will look at him and be like, oh my God, it's a Cenobite with CDs in his head. And make them want to buy CDs. We're going to buy the CD company, all the stocks.
Oh my God.
We're going to short sell that shit. Discman be damned. And then,
Dude,
yeah.
we could be watching like fucking retrofitted sequels. Somebody's just got MP3s jutting out of their fucking skull.
No, right, that's right.
Come on,
iPod
Leviathan.
Yeah.
This was not
Soon.
destined to last, bro. This is not
Yeah,
not
fucking
cool.
soon.
Oh, dude.
You got to go
Zoom.
with iconic shit like needles in the head, bro. You cannot be
No,
every
dude,
flash
they
in the pan.
jumped the
Yeah.
shark with CD head. Dude.
Fucking blackberries all over. Fucking dude, again with this shit.
I know.
God damn it! I know we don't have HR. Just fucking cut it out.
Packard Bell computer head, but you're like, why even bother?
God damn
It's
it!
so
I
dumb.
know.
What am I
can't
doing
do
here?
that.
It's a scanner printer. Fucking no.
There was actually that Cenobite. I think it was the two of them that were put together that had that like column.
I don't know which movie you're
wait.
talking about.
It was, yeah. It was a Cenobite that had the It was the two of them, and like their heads were like wrapped around that weird like gear thing, and they like shared like their faces were like twisted together.
Yeah, this sounds kind of familiar.
It was probably in part 3, or maybe it must have been the
3.
later
I don't
ones,
like.
but
The image in my mind is I picture a dance club and then I picture the room where the
Yeah.
where the
the
thing was.
column thing.
That's
all I
remember.
Yes.
and
It's-
then
yeah.
walking out
Yeah.
in the streets of Atlanta
know
posing for
nothing
New York
else.
City. That is all I
Yes.
remember.
Yeah, that's all I
Yes.
remember too.
I will say
Excellent.
this though, if we're gonna just do this based on your theme, the coolest take on what Cenobites do in their downtime had to be Rick and Morty, where they're just feeding on the rank embarrassment of being around Jerry. When they're like doing
I
downtime,
totally forgot about that
downtime
episode.
on Earth, and he says these stories and it makes me so uncomfortable. It's, like, it's so exquisite. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, tell us more, Jerry. And it's fucking awesome. And then Jerry gets pissed, and then they can't fucking do shit in hell, so he has to go to hell. But technology doesn't work there, so he just harnesses magic and it fucking fucks all the Cenobites.
I seriously did.
It's a fantastic, brilliant
completely
take.
forgot about that episode until you just brought that up. I
Well,
wonder if that's what triggered
full
that thought
circle.
process that I was like.
Oh, I mean, maybe.
I mean, I had a good week. I was spending time. I'm just like, man, like, what is going on down there? Like, how do they even like? Do they wake up? Like, what's up? Good morning. How you? Like, what do they do? Do they sleep?
The day-to-day minutia of the villains is got to be just as grind. Like if you're a Bond villain and you're living in the base of a volcano, you still got dumb shit work you got to do. You still got paperwork you got to file.
Yeah.
You still have
No,
somebody to
yeah.
come in to clean the bathroom and
Unless
fucking
maybe
take
you're
care
just-
of the white cat.
Yeah.
Just walking around suffering all day, but you're just like, doing whatever your normal.
No,
let me
I
check
mean,
Facebook. You know, like
life's not fun, and you got to do it no matter how evil or
Yeah,
heroic
it's
you
true.
are. Your
That's
life is
true.
just gonna
Yeah.
be a grind, and then you show the good parts on the clips.
And you know what,
That's the
everybody out
deal.
there, do yourself a favor. Go check out Hellraiser Part 1 and Part 2. Absolute bangers.
They are.
Yes. And I was lucky enough to get my hands on the Hellraiser 1 soundtrack, the score for the movie. Awesome.
Excellent.
Super awesome. So
Yeah, it's a
you
very
should check
haunting
that out.
score.
It's really good. It's a good time. So check that out. Thank you for joining us, Cryptonaut Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Got fun new video stuff coming out for you weekly. Trying something a little bit different. Trying something a little new. And let us know what you think about this. Be sure to upload the video. Do all that stuff you got to do. Check out the new merch right here. Boom. This will be on the merch shelf This
Hell
is on
yeah.
YouTube only. It's going to be on the merch shelf, so you can check out the merch shelf down there. Mothman T-shirt. There's all
Hell
kinds
yeah.
of sales happening down there. And upload the video, share it, check out our shorts. We'll be talking to you soon.
All right, peace out. See you
Yeah,
next
Rob,
time.
we have shorts.
We do.
We do.
There's a,
Oh,
there's a
we
lot.
really do. No, we
There's
do.
a lot of
40
shorts.
Actually, I
drops
just
in
said it
one
like I
week.
know. I didn't know we have shorts.
We have shorts.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Swear to God, we have shorts.
Is it a real thing or is it a bootleg shit?
No, it's
No, it's just YouTube Shorts.
YouTube shorts.
Oh, I thought you meant we were selling jams, like literally summer
I thought
wear.
maybe that's what you were talking about. I'm like, no,
It's
we're selling
100% what I was
shorts.
talking about.
Oh, like shorts I wear?
yes.
No.
That's what fucked
Sorry.
me up.
Sorry.
I don't know this
My bad.
fucking future lingo.
I didn't either.
You know what I did see though? I went to our buddy Lisa and Rich's and I saw a pillow featuring the three of us on their couch.
Which is bought at hellerspace.com.
Yeah.
T-Public merch. There it is.
incredible.
Excellent. Check it out. We're talking to you.
It's weird sitting on my own
They probably
face.
banged on that
Peace.
pillow.
Oh, I'd like to think
Whoa.
so.
All right, goodbye.
We all saw it. No one did. All right, bye.